So, welcome back again everyone, we meet again. So after we're done with that, a lot of time for that new regions called island regions, the 1.35. Right now, let's just give you some advice related to advance, to make it you guys advance to the game for these new islands called the island regions, or where the spores spreads a lot. And right now, let's talk about the SANDQUARY, the 1.35, not the 1.34, because this 1.35, right now, the SANDQUARY is the most important to farm to make you advance into this game related to the island regions only. So, what you get from that SANDQUARY, the most and the main resources that you can farm there is just the thick hide. You can change that to thick leather if you craft it. And now there is also some bonuses from that in the SANDQUARY, because that kind of bonuses is really kind of important, honestly though, because you don't need to go to the other islands like the old mine, or even that's the old cave. I don't know what is that name, but yes, you don't need to go there just to farm these. For example, the iodine, the sporicide, hopefully I pronounce that, spore blocker, seaweed. Yes, you can get some seaweed there. At the same time, spore sample. So those things that I said is just a bonus from that SANDQUARY right now. By the way, it is a 1.35. So right now, SANDQUARY is really is the best, or wait, is now a important location for you to farm to advance in the game. So you ask something, you ask some questions. How do we farm in the SANDQUARY without using any things? Even myself as a free-to-play, or even the new player. Hey, by the way, even new player and free-to-player, you can farm there, but sadly, those new player can't go there because you need a boat. So it means only those free-to-play and mid player that they already managed to unlock the boats can do this advice that I'm gonna give you. So what you need to bring there is simple. First things first is a weapon, any kind of weapon, machete, metal pipes, crowbar, cleaver, even modified or non-modification is really the great or good to me. Katana is also good. So the most important thing is here is that you need some sneak attack weapon, the saw blade or the skull crusher. This two is really needed, because when you are trying to sneak the deer, it will stun you if the deer has a small amount of HP remaining. So it will stun you and it give you some spores. So that's really not a good. And also for the armor, you don't need to bring some kind of tier 1 anti-spore mask, anti-spore armor. You don't need to bring that. You don't need to wear that. You don't need to wear some enhancement anti-spore armor. You don't need those. The only thing you need, just a normal weapon, just normal armor that has a spores protections. So what are those armor that you need to protect? You need to wear, you can wear is a SWAT armor, military armor, and let's see for the normal web armor. Let's see, because I don't have that anymore. Let's see if this is, yes, it has a good 2 for the tier 2 armor, the thick jacket. So it means that you can also use that if you want, because the SANDQUARY has only one required spores resistance. So how do we start doing some farming the spores? So for that, let's go to the spores. No, let's go to the SANDQUARY and do the farming, and let me just show you how you're gonna do it. So we are here in the SANDQUARY. So what the item you can acquire here is that this is the item that you can acquire, but honestly some of this one is just trash, but some of the reward here is some kind of rare and a mysterious items that you can't possibly see this in this possible loot. So you can only obtain that through farming here, but the main loot here is the thick hide and the sand. Yeah, because it literally said SANDQUARY. So anyway, we need to start and enter the SANDQUARY. So the first thing you need to do in the SANDQUARY is that You need to be prepared. That's all. God damn it. So anyway, the first thing you need to do here is that you need to go to this down map, in the downward map, and you need to start here, because there would be always chests here, or sometimes there's nuts, but it's just sometimes. And first things first in the sand quarry, let me just tell you before we start. There is 5 chests. In each 5 chests, you can get a different reward, different items that you can obtain. The first thing here is the first things chest that you can encounter today. For example, the chest that I trying to open is this one, the spores. Spore samples, and they have also a spore blocker and even a spore that you can encounter here in this chest. So the next one would be after this one. So but before that, we need to kill the spores, spore deer, because that's what the main thing is. Hey yo, I forgot to change that into sneak attack. Alright, as I said, you need to sneak the deer because it has a 200 damage, and you need to kill that. That's it. There's nothing else you need to do here. The reason why you need to do that is because they will kick you and stun you, and that's really not good. And by the way, we already opened 1 chest, so there would be 4 remaining chests that we need to open. So that 1 chest that we open is related to those spores. Spores blockers, spores, and even seaweeds did we encounter. Yes, as you can see. So the next chest that we can open or encounter is the resources chest. So this one you can encounter titanium ore, iron ore, copper ore, aluminum ore, even the quartz and stones here, planks, and some garbage resources. But the most important here is the titanium ore. So that is the second chest that you will encounter here. This is the third chest that we need to open. And here, the third chest is just related to these accessories, or some bolts, bearings, some scraps, metals, that's all. But hey, let me tell you, don't underestimate this storage, that in this third storage, because there is a good storage, no, good items you can find here. I will not try to spoil you, but try to open it as much as you can, because it's really good sometimes in here, in this kind of chests. Let's just call it the accessories items. And the other one is spore chest, and the second chest that we open is resources chests. So we found the 4th one. This is the 4th one. Alright, so we found the 4th one chest, and this 4th is related to animals. And in here you can get some thick hides, some raw turkey and fur, and some animal raw hides, and even charcoal. By the way, this 4th chest that you will encounter is just always the same. Raw turkey, raw meats, even the animal raw hide. So if you always farm here, you can accumulate enough or a lot of these resources that you can find. Even you can also get some cleaver here, so it's really kind of bonuses in this region. Why not, let's just eat it. And so we need to find the 5th chest, and this 5th chest sometimes is hard to find, but sometimes you can just encounter here this one. So try to remember my pattern. Where did I go? Where did I start? You don't need to go everywhere. You don't need to go everything. Just go in the side of the map, and that's it. And if you can find the 5th chest, it means that it is in the center. That's all you need to remember that. So because we can't, I think it's really in the center. So we need to go to the center of the map. There you are. And also you can also encounter some deers. So if you think that, all you have to do is just kill them. And by the way, spore deer can attack you, so don't forget about that. We found the 5th chest. In the 5th chest is the most important thing. I call it the leather chests, because you can encounter here the thick leather at all. Even the rubber, spring, and some miscellaneous items, the USB drive and the mobile phone, you can encounter that. So this is the 5 chests that you will encounter in these regions. That is why SANDQUARY right now is really the best to farm the new items and even some old resources. So we are done with that, and that's how you farm the SANDQUARY. So why not, let's just try to farm more so that you guys will feel like I did not just do it just for you, because I've been grinding it lately. So far so good. I'm farming a lot of rawhide here, even the spores and seaweed. I don't need to go to those old mines or even the old caves just to farm those spores, seaweeds, and even the sporicides or the spore blocker. I just need to farm the SANDQUARY, and that's enough. And if I feel like it's not enough, I will just go to the old mines and even the old caves, because that's where the main loot is come from, those spores and the seaweed is. So from that, I just need to do it. So why not let's just do this farming. Alright, so we are now in the base, and honestly, we farm a lot. Really, really a lot. And as you can see, this is how much I farm. A lot of thick hides, and I also get some little bits of titanium ore. At the same time, I also put some iodine spores to farm, and seaweeds to get iodine, and iodine spores to get the spores blockers, and that's it. Kinda easy? Yes. So that is why if you wanted to advance to the game into island regions, just focus on the SANDQUARY and it is enough. And once you already have enough thick hides, because that's the most important, you can now go to the island cave or the old gold mine, the old mine I mean. Before we end, I'm gonna give you some bonus. This bonus give you some a best items when it comes to ATV assemble, and it will acquire in the bunker alpha. And also, let's open some floppy disk if there would be a new items they added, or maybe there would be, or we can also get some spores rifle from that floppy disk, or even a new items. Let's see it. So green ticket, still the same. For the yellow tickets, oh, we get lucky to AK, but there would be copper, but still the same. So right now, in the red ticket, you can now get the gas cylinder and some steel bar. Steel bar is already here, so only the gas cylinder is new, so it means that you can now get or acquire the gas cylinder in the red tickets. Kinda good, kinda bad, but it's good for the new player. Sad to say, still the same as always in the floppy disk. Hopefully they change that, they add something, at least to make the floppy disk is worth to go. So this is it, let's meet again in the next one.